G'day and welcome back to creaYTors Series 2. Today we're here to judge Challenge 5, which was our review video challenge. Now before we go too far, I'm going to take a minute and remind you of something I don't always remind you of, which is that throughout this entire series we are running a giveaway of a very unique two-of-a-kind playmat. Where basically all you need to do is jump into the link below, be subscribed to the channel and follow the instructions on Gleam to hit a few extra buttons, support our judges, support our competitors and the channel, and you'll go in the draw for a chance to win your choice of a playmat from one of our creators. Now when I say your choice, I don't mean we just get a generic playmat. I mean you tell me who you want a playmat from and we talk to them, talk to you, talk to our art guy, and we put something completely unique that only you and the creator that you chose will have a copy of. So it will be an absolute unique. No cost to enter, no dramas, just got to click the link and hit a couple of buttons. So make sure you get on it in the description below.
Have mercy on me, a sinner.
Hey guys, Matt from Total MTG here, and on to the next challenge. Let's take a look and see what I thought of all the videos.
Alright, head-to-head challenges, let's go.
Alright, so back on track. Now Challenge 5, as we said, was our review video challenge. Competitors were paired off and challenged to do review videos. One pair was doing deck boxes, one pair was doing sleeves, and each video is going to be judged directly head-to-head, with one person winning safety from the round 6 elimination, and one person going on to play for their lives in round 6. Now here's a quick reminder of the brackets. Those brackets were chosen by MTG Canuck, who chose to play against Breaking with Nerds, and leave the other two to play off against each other. So let's start with Orcs versus Yore. Now both of these guys brought very similar feels to the video. They both brought a very Professor-esque feel, and both definitely hit the challenge of not being able to show their face. The difference is that while Orcshead did use the same steady cam for a continuous shot, over at Yore MTG he did decide to mix in a few graphics, a few visuals to mix it up. But I thought that Orcs brought some very unique tests to it. The freezer tests, fire tests, toy card tests, things that you wouldn't probably see too much, but hey, something that may come up, especially as someone with young children who like to grab cards and throw them around. As Orcs does, I know where he's coming from. On your side of things, took a very specific stance on these black border sleeves. Personally, I've never heard of these sleeves. I didn't even know they existed, and I am a big fan of white borders, so I'm not going to hold that against you, but white borders are definitely better than black borders. Jumping back to Orcs, one thing I noticed, and this is probably where my technical knowledge is going to throw me off, but there was something about the way this was recorded. The quality just wasn't quite there. If it was downscaled, if it was recorded at a lower quality, everything just seemed a little blurry, even with me having my video at full resolution. And looking at yours, the one thing I could probably pick out was the use, I think we talked about this before, but the use of just a basic white text on a mostly white background meant that some of your text didn't stand out. Just needed that tiny little outline, tiny little shadow underneath it, which you did use on some of your fonts. But that was the biggest thing that took me away from your video, was just having that awkward writing there. Otherwise, both the videos were really solid. They gave a lot of good information, and I felt that they both had their own entertainment value, while giving us some great information on the products. Thanks.
First off, we have Yore MTG versus Team Orcshead on the Battle of Sleeves. And I've done my nails specially, so we have beautiful, Yore MTG purple and Team Orcshead green here. So, going through the videos, we had two, I thought they were really well put together videos, both of them. We both had the sort of Tolarian-esque intro going on, so I mean, it's reviews. They're just synonymous with him. You have to do it, and I'm pleased that both of you took the opportunity to do that. It's a big thumbs up from me. I thought that Orcshead Magic had the humour angle going for them in this one, whereas Yore MTG had the more sort of functional review going on and felt like the more polished and professional review, whereas Orcshead went round the sort of zany, interesting and comical review, because obviously those were realistic situations that all of us put our cards through. I'm sure we've all put cards in the freezer, and yeah, brilliant. Really enjoyed them both, but I felt there were a couple of things in your MTG's video that I really liked. such as like the overview where you could see how they did, what they did well on, what they did badly on, just sort of the report card sort of finisher on a review that I think is really helpful just to keep the audience's attention. And if they came for a review, you know, they only ever have to look at that one bit, that's it, they're done, they've got all the information they need to go and make their informed purchase. However, if you were looking for a laugh and a giggle, you couldn't go wrong with Team Orcs Head video. I thought they were both edited really nicely. There was interesting background music, the levels were good, and I just thought they were both really great reviews, one going down the line of much more functional and polished, and the other going down the line of this is a really funny review. But on the whole, I mean, I've got to give you all a big thumbs up, which is a Yore MTG purple thumbs up, but never mind, we'll go with that.
Orcs Head Magic. Really liked the video. It was definitely a bit different again. It reminded me of like episodes of Jackass, to be honest. You were doing some crazy things with testing the cards and stuff like that. Fire, ice, putting blue cards in ice. I don't know about that. But it was a really, really good, fun video. Quality, I don't know, it could maybe just be up. The picture quality maybe a tad, but I don't know what camera we're using. But I thought it was a really, really good video, guys. Yore MTG. This was a cracking video again. Taken away from your comedy side and actually, you know, seeing what else you can do. I thought it was really, really good. Your creating skills are, they're going to take you a long way, my friend. I think they're really, really good. I'd never actually seen those types of sleeves as well, so it was very informative to me. And all in all, just a great, great video.
Alright, moving on to our deck box challenge. Now, I have to say, two very different videos in this one. Just for general comedy and entertainment value, if you haven't watched Deck in a Box by Breakfast with Nerds, definitely check it out. It's a good laugh, and to be honest, a very well put together video. Canuck, on the other hand, stuck with the standard professor-like video comparing two products together, similar to what the guys over at Orcs Head and Yore MTG did. Both videos definitely have their own merits. The first time I watched the Breaking with Nerds video, I had a good laugh because I love the song it's based off, as most people in my generation do. But I had to stop and think, did it hit the challenge? Did it give us a review of the products? You know, how did it really come across? And then after my second or third watch through, yeah, it does. It runs through what these deck boxes can do, the difference between the two of them, what one of them can't do, which one is better overall, and yeah, it doesn't have a standard grading system, but the information at its base level was definitely there. What I did really like about MTG Canuck's video is that he took each aspect of the box and gave us the individual grades. As we always say about Canuck, and mate, if you're watching, every video you do is better. And you know, it takes as an aside here, it takes 10 minutes to jump back to some of your first creators videos where you maybe you didn't really have the direction that you do now, and it is 1,000 times better. And I absolutely appreciate the effort that you're putting into this to try and improve yourself, whether it's for me in this challenge or if it's just for you in the channel. Hopefully it is paying off on your end as well. The one thing, Canuck, that we see a lot with you is the scripting and the awkward pausing. I think that comes more along the way that you talk and could be possibly snipped in editing, but would take a lot of effort to do so. Breaking with Nerds, my one downside is actually in regards to this end bit. I 100% recommend creating an end screen. The way the video ended with that, you know, neat shot of the burning deck box. Don't try that at home. It gets overlaid by your video suggestions and your subscribe request. If you let that blank and then put a 10-second thing on the end with specifically give us a video, you know, check out the next video, subscribe to us, like we do on this channel. That's just the way personally I prefer to see it, and it just takes away from that impact that the burning deck box had at the end. Canuck, similar to Yore MTGs, there's a few times where your fonts weren't consistent, some of your outlines were thicker, little things like that we can definitely pick at. And you could maybe trim a few of your transitions a little bit. Other than that, Breaking with Nerds, obviously you're doing it on a handheld camera, which reduced the quality, but on the same vein, does that improve? Does that make it feel better as a video? It's a bit awkward to say. I mean, the camera was definitely shaky and it was noticeable, but the audio was actually really solid in this one, which is probably the first time I've said that for you guys. Overall, again, two great videos.
Next head-to-head, Breakfast with Nerds and MTG Canuck on the battle of the deck boxes. Again, we have beautiful, head-to-head nails with the Breakfast with Nerds orange and MTG Canuck red. MTG Canuck, your logo confused me a bit, but your newest sort of Twitter one is much more red, so we went with red. Let me know if that was the right choice. Anyway, deck boxes. This is a bit like comparing chalk and cheese in that I don't know where to start with Breakfast with Nerds, so let's go to MTG Canuck first. Again, a functional review. It was well put together. I feel like you really went in detail about the comparisons between the deck boxes. The only thing I'll say is, at times the video didn't really flow. There were pauses in speeches that I'm not sure if were intentional or is just a speaking pattern, but I found that a little bit jarring, that there was sort of intermittent pauses while speaking around points about the box. And I just wanted to flow a bit more smoothly. But other than that, I thought the editing around it was great. Really enjoyed your intro, as always. And it was a very good deck box review. Breakfast with Nerds. I have been thinking about this probably for the last week, and I still don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words. I think out of all of the challenges for this particular one, you just went for it, and I have to give you major serious points for that, in that we set you a challenge for a review, and somehow through the medium of singing, slightly pitchy singing, but singing, you gave me a review, and I could understand which of the deck boxes was better from this review. It was so novel, it was so innovative. Like, it is like comparing chalk and cheese, and that we have these three very sort of standard reviews, as you would expect, and then this just left field crazy amazing video that I can't help but love it. I loved it, and I didn't know what to say all week, and I'm just gonna have to say that I loved it. And yes, it was, the audio sometimes a little bit meh, but I can't help but love it with all of it. It was wonderful. So yes, I mean, it is like comparing chalk and cheese.
Breakfast with Nerds, and this was one of your best, guys. It made me laugh. Your singing was absolutely hilarious. Don't think you'd be on X Factor, but it was very good quality video. Something a bit different. I like the way, you sort of flashed in and out of stuff as well. And it just was a great little comedy sketch of a way to show how the deck boxes were. Really, really good video, guys. So the next video I watched was MTG Canuck's video. Editing skills going higher and higher each week, I see. Maybe a few too many transitions, but not really too many different ones, but maybe it was a little bit overloaded just for me. But I really do like the way you did, like with the frosted, the blurred background when you had the writing up. That was very, very good. Really like that. And it was like very informative again, a bit like Yore MTGs. That was informative. Really, really good video, and you're definitely coming on well, my friend.
So yet again, we have great videos, and the downside of moving further to the end of this competition is that the videos are just getting better and better as the guys learn the nitpicky things that we like and take the extra steps to try and push forward to win the competition. That said, let's have a look at some scores. Starting with the deck box bracket. Out of a total score of 90, our winner was Breakfast with Nerds with a score of 77 out of 90, and with a perfect 30 out of 30 score on concept. Now the guys really knocked it out of the park with their video. They made it a very entertaining video and still hit the challenge enough that it was still enjoyable. They didn't show their faces, they still gave us the comparison on the deck box. Not too far behind on a neat 70 was MTG Canuck. Still a great score, but unfortunately not the winner of this bracket. And looking at the sleeves bracket. Now the results and the numbers out of a score of 90 were actually tied with 78 points each. So the way that it was broken down is that each of our three judges were asked, which video did you prefer? Which video hit the challenge better? Full stop, without the numbers, who did it? And the vote on a 2-to-1 was Yore MTG, meaning that he is moving to challenge 6 safe from elimination, and Team Orcshead will be facing off against Team MTG Canuck. Now the challenge will be different, but it'll still be a head-to-head. We'll have Challenge 6 coming up soon, but let's see. Who do you think will take it out? Let us know in the comments, tweet us on Twitter, check us out on Patreon and Teespring if you want to support us. All the links are everywhere below. Please make sure you're supporting all our creators, and let us know what you think. Have a good one.
But there's nothing else to say on this other than well done to all of you for your reviews and the iPad's given up. That's it. Time to go. Well done, all of you. Thumbs up.